If you're hating your life, that is a clear indication that you have to let some stuff go and forgive some stuff as well. Now, men, if you're holding hate in your heart towards your past, towards certain people, towards anyone who has hurt you or wronged you, there's a certain level that you have to get to, and there's a certain level of forgiveness that you're going to have to start doing, because if you don't, you're going to be bounded to the same reality, and you'll never ultimately be able to change the results that you're currently getting, because you keep reverting back to old emotions that are in the past that are no longer serving you. Now, when I was trying to make changes in my life, I held a lot of anger, a lot of hate towards people in the past that maybe treated me in a certain way, who maybe disrespected me constantly all the time, or maybe put me down. Now, for years, I kept feeling the same emotions towards these people. Even though I was growing in certain areas and I maybe made the changes that I had to make in my life, I was able to initially start my business, start taking my health a wee bit more serious, and start to really build stronger routines. As I was growing, I still recognised one thing, that when I was thinking about my past, I had a lot of anger and hate and negative emotions towards certain people from my past as well. And I realised that it doesn't matter how much hate that I held towards these people, it was never going to benefit me in the long run. Now, you might be in this position where you have a lot of fear, envy, jealousy, hate towards people from your past. Maybe they wronged you, or they did something to you that wasn't acceptable. Maybe they disrespected you. Maybe you didn't get the recognition that you deserved. Maybe they made you feel small. But you want to move on from that life, and you want to really build a new reality, build a new form of self-respect, and step into your potential fully. Now, men, for you to do that, you cannot be bounded to your past. Now, for years, I kept running into the same roadblocks. And when I developed the awareness and I realised fully what was going on there, I was able to cut it off completely and forgive my past, forgive the people that maybe wronged me, and most importantly, forgive myself for the mistakes that I made. Forgive myself and forgive them. When you forgive people, or you forgive a situation, or you can forgive yourself, then you release it. You release the judgment, you release the hate, and you release the negative emotions. Therefore, you're able to release the subconscious programming that has been happening, that has been on record playing and repeating the same old cycle. This opens for you a new door to walk through of opportunity, of new behaviours, but most importantly, new results. Now, the type of forgiveness that I'm speaking about is developing an awareness that your mind is a place that you have full control over. And that internal wiring, you can rewire it to a place, or to a way where it suits the life that you're trying to build. But when you're bounded to your past with these negative emotions, it blocks your success, and it blocks your chance to reach your full potential. And it all comes down to forgiveness. Forgive the people, forgive the past, and really open your heart, right? And understand that your development has to be the priority list here. For you to grow, you need to focus on yourself, because you're with yourself for the rest of your life. And you don't have time to be hating on anyone else. You don't have time to be giving these negative emotions to your past, because that is done. That is dusted. You've learned and grown, okay? You've developed into the person you are today, whether that be positive or negative. But you've got to yourself to a certain level where your life can be exciting if you're willing and ready to put into the work. And understanding that your shortcomings, your weaknesses, are all going to cultivate you into a strong man who is powerful and all thriving when he gets his head down and starts to get to work. But your reality, your life has to change, and it cannot change if you're operating from the same subconscious programming that you have been for the past few years. Now, take my experience from it, that you need to forgive, you need to let go, you need to tap into a higher level of understanding and awareness. A man who's on the path of self-mastery is a man that lets go, is a man that builds towards a peaceful, calm state of progressive building towards his goals, and is ready and willing to make himself priority. You cannot make yourself a priority if you're constantly putting yourself down at the of the priority list and bringing back old emotions from the past that no longer serve you. Now, I've been doing a lot of reading this month. In fact, I've been doing a lot of reading since January 2026. Now, I'm on a book at the moment, and I'm nearly finished it as of now. Now, it's Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Now, he mentions something in one of the chapters, I think it was actually the first chapter, about love. Now, love is the ability to see something in its entire form, being able to see its highest and most fullest potential. Now, when you get to that point, you can look at your past, you can look at situations that have happened, you can look at people, you can look at your life, you can look at yourself, and see your fullest potential. When you get to that point, then you're able to fully let go of the negative emotions that have holding you back, that have been chaining to your existence. Whether that be anger, fear, pain, anxiety, doubt, all come from an ego standpoint of judgment. And when we're able to tap into that frequency of love and understand the full potential, that's when we can start to be more consistent. But man, you must let go of the past. You must forgive the past, because they people that were in your past, that you've moved on now from, your life is different. Okay? Forgive them. Forgive the anger. Forgive the challenging situations that you've been through, and forgive your adversity, because it is what has built you into the man today. And if you're locked down for the next 6 months and you're relentless in your pursuit to greatness, and you're operating from a clean, pure frame of mind where you have more clarity, where you can think more clearly, and you're more productive, you can come up with better game plans and seek opportunities when they present themselves, because you're not cluttered with this mental fog that has been holding you back. That's when life can change, okay? So men, forgive them, start getting to work, okay? Awareness, accept and learn. Those are the 3 areas that you'll develop, okay? Awareness to understand what's happening. Awareness to understand that the emotions you're feeling no longer serve you, okay? Accepting it, forgiving it, and learning from it. That is the formula to change. That is the formula to mastering yourself. And when you're committed to the path of life, then opportunities will present themselves.